Welcome back to Sawtooth Tactical. We have a bit of an update in the RareBreed triggers, or the FRT case. Now, I did a video about this a little while back, and it was relatively popular. People were pretty excited that forced reset triggers are legal again. Well, technically, they were never illegal, which means that if you had one and the ATF confiscated it, they literally just stole your property. Your perfectly legal semi-automatic trigger, they stole it. And so you have the right to get that back. And you can get that back right away if you want to. Now, when Judge Reed O'Connor put the injunction in place against the ATF for this whole RareBreed triggers case, he gave the ATF 30 days to not only give everyone their confiscated triggers back, but also a letter saying, sorry, we were wrong. We told you these were illegal, and they're not. But it's a little bit more complicated than that, and we're going to get into that in today's video. So make sure you're subscribed, and let's talk about the RareBreed triggers case. So as I said, Judge Reed O'Connor put this injunction in place, and it was a fantastic ruling. Judge Reed O'Connor has been an all-star for the Second Amendment in the last couple of years. Yeah, my favorite judge at the moment. But anyway, so he did put this injunction in place, and he gave the ATF 30 days to, like I said, not only return any confiscated FRT triggers, which that's kind of redundant, FRT, the T stands for trigger, force reset triggers. Anyway, to send letters to everyone that got letters saying that they were in possession of illegal machine guns, and let them know that, we're sorry, we were wrong. What you have is actually a perfectly legal semi-automatic trigger. Now, of course, the ATF is fighting this, but what they also were trying to fight, they wanted Judge Reed O'Connor to vacate that part of his ruling, and he said, no, I'm not doing it. But he did give them a little bit of an extension toward the end of February, I believe. So now they have that much more time to return people's FRTs that were confiscated and also to send out those letters. But part of his ruling also said that if you want to get your stuff back right now, you can. If you let the ATF know, they are required to return your property to you immediately. Now, I can see why this is going to be difficult for the ATF and why it would have been difficult to get it done within 30 days, being that the people that they infringed upon their rights were all over the country. Now, I have no idea how many of these force reset triggers were confiscated from individual gun owners. I know that they did confiscate a ton of property from RareBreed triggers themselves back quite a while ago. And I'm sure that they probably did confiscate triggers from people because the ATF was considering those to be machine guns for a while, even though they were not machine guns. And we've gone over this. It is a semi-automatic trigger, single function of the trigger, all of that. So the good judge gave them a little bit of time to get their shit together. And I get that, I guess. But you can get your trigger back immediately. Now, this is the issue. So this rule does have an injunction in place for RareBreed triggers and all of their downstream corporate customers. Now, that means the FFLs that sold RareBreed triggers, and also the customers that bought them and installed them in their firearms or didn't, whatever, just bought them. So that means that if you have a RareBreed trigger, yeah, it's totally legal. Technically, all forced reset triggers are illegal because the ATF's rule was vacated, meaning as if it never existed in the first place. Now, that could get overturned at the appellate court level or even at the Supreme Court if it gets to that. Probably won't, but it could. This is the thing. If what you purchased was not a RareBreed FRT trigger, so if you're a member of the National Association for Gun Rights, NAGR, you're covered by the injunction no matter what. And if what you have is a RareBreed trigger, you're covered by the injunction because you are one of their downstream customers, and RareBreed Triggers is a member of NAGR. So NAGR has been leading this fight with RareBreed, with Lawrence DeMonico. That's who has been making this happen. And so if you're a member of NAGR, you are covered and you can keep whatever forced reset type of trigger that you have. The thing is, there's a lot of, so RareBreed hasn't started selling these again yet, but we're going to get into that in just a minute. If you want to get your trigger back right now, there is a way to do that. This video is sponsored by Aura. You will never be able to afford a Staccato XC if you're getting hit with scammers all the time, and Aura takes care of that for you. In fact, they take care of all of your online security all in one place. You get a VPN, you get home title monitoring, parental controls, but the big one is you get data broker removal. Now, what does that mean? Aura goes online, you take just a couple minutes to set it all up, and then they scour the dark web, the regular internet, everything out there, and they find anywhere where your data has been leaked. And they submit opt-out requests on your behalf, which removes you from any of those lists. And what that does is it removes you from lists that are accessed by scammers and by spammers, and more than that as well. But I've been using it for about 7 months now. And you know what? I used to get calls all the time, people trying to scam me through my debit card, through my bank account, and it caused me a lot of problems at one point. I don't get those anymore, and I haven't gotten those calls in 7 months. I also don't get spam calls anymore. I don't get spam emails anymore. All of that stuff has been gone from my life, and it's really nice just to know that my information isn't out there anymore, and that I don't have to worry about getting scammed anymore, and I'm not receiving spam anymore. Those are the biggest things that Aura has done for me, which honestly has really improved my life and just kind of puts me at ease. And they can do the same for you. If you use my link down below, aura.com/sawtooth-tactical, you get 2 weeks free trial. That's 14 days to try it out and see if you like it. If you do want to stick with it, it's only $12 a month after that. And you get all of those things that I talked about earlier and more. I think that it is absolutely worth it. I appreciate them for sponsoring the channel. Now back to your regular scheduled program. I'm going to explain in a minute why it's maybe not a good idea to contact the ATF yourself. You don't want to do anything that could incriminate you in case these triggers ever become not legal again, just in case. So what you can do is you can do it through NAGR, especially if you're a member. Send them an email, and the email goes to FRT@gunrights.org. And in the subject, put, "I want my FRT back." Send that email to the National Association for Gun Rights at FRT@gunrights.org. In the subject, "I want my RareBreed trigger back," or "I want my FRT back." And then give them your information. Now, you're not giving it to the government or the ATF at this point. You're giving it to the National Association for Gun Rights, which is on our side. So I believe it is safe to give them your information. Give them your name, your phone number, your email address, and your NAGR membership number, and they will go to bat for you and get your property back for you, which kind of gives you a layer of insulation just in case. And the reason why I say just in case is this. The ATF does not want to lose this. They want to be able to take people's personal property, and they want to be able to prosecute you for having illegal machine guns, even though it's been proven that that's not what forced reset triggers are. And there's a lot of people thinking that they are even the ones trying to sell knockoff forced reset triggers on the internet these days, which is one other thing that I do want to quickly mention. And I'm a little bit torn about this. So RareBreed has not gone back into business of selling their triggers yet. Now, they have said that they will as soon as they can. They are still dealing with a court case in New York before they can start selling triggers again. But apparently when they do, they're going to have a new and improved version, which is 3-position, which is what we've always wanted. And in fact, the thing that has kept me from getting a RareBreed trigger was the fact that it only had the one firing mode, being the force reset mode. I think that it is very important to have a standard single shot semi-automatic mode as well. I've got a Fostech Echo trigger in this gun, and yeah, binary, not quite as cool as force reset. You can get it to run really fast, but the nice thing is that I've got standard semi-auto and then binary, and so I can choose to use that function or not, or I could choose to shoot it like a standard semi-automatic AR-15. Well, if RareBreed comes out with a 3-position, that is muy bueno. There are other companies that did come out with 3-position kits before the ATF decided that these were all machine guns. And in fact, you could even buy aftermarket parts to make your RareBreed trigger 3-position. But they are going to come out with their own product that is that right off the bat. Unfortunately, they're not selling them yet. And my advice is be patient. So I did, like I said, a video a while back, and I was like, these are legal again, go get them. Well, unfortunately, we still haven't been able to go get them just yet. I was optimistic at that time. But I do believe that that is coming. Lawrence DeMonico has said it's coming. He is, RareBreed triggers. And they are totally legal. And, the courts have said that. So I believe that it is coming. But my point is that there are a lot of knockoffs on the market right now. And why I said I'm torn on this is I believe that competition is a good thing. Generally, it makes for improvements in product lines and also, cheaper prices as companies have to compete. And with the RareBreed triggers thing, unfortunately, legally, there really is no competition because they own the patent on that design, and they have sued other people, specifically like Big Daddy Unlimited with the wide open trigger, and they won. And so really other companies making these kind of triggers are infringing on their patent, which, and like I said, I get it. You own a patent that is something valuable. You should have the rights to that, totally. But I also do believe in competition for the reasons that I mentioned earlier. And so I do think it's a little bit unfortunate that there's really only one company, one product that can ever truly be legit in this space. But at the same time, that is what it is. And they are the ones fighting for your rights. These other fly-by-night companies trying to make a quick buck are not. And so I do believe that they are the ones worth supporting. And the thing is that some of these knockoff companies, either that's what they are, it's just knockoffs and they're infringing on the patent and trying to make some money, which that is maybe the least of the worries. What a lot of people seem to think is that it could be like an ATF honeypot kind of thing, where they are trying to get people that cannot be patient and wait for RareBreed to start selling these again to buy their Chinese knockoffs. And then if they are able to, beat this case, well, then they know who has them. I don't know if that's true or not. I wouldn't put it past them. That's the thing, which is really unfortunate that, to me, that is entrapment, right? Like, they're literally, if that's what they're doing, they're going out of their way to try to get people to purchase something that is legal, just hoping that it'll become illegal so that then they can bust those people down the road. Now, I don't know if that's happening or not. I don't like to be the paranoid type, but a lot of people do seem to think that that's what's happening. So anyway, if you did have your trigger confiscated, again, send that email to NAGR. You could wait until mid-February when the ATF has to return those all to everybody anyway. But at the same time, why not make their lives a little harder and make them have to scramble? The more people that get NAGR to get their triggers back on their behalf, well, the more ATF actually has to get their shit together and make people whole again, which is, I think, important. Honestly, I'm surprised they don't get sued. They literally stole stuff That's a crime, theft. Stuff that has been proven to be totally legal. And it's just crazy to me that they even can get away with that, you know, and not get prosecuted. If I went to my neighbor's house and stole their trigger out of their gun, dude, I would get arrested and go to jail for that. But the ATF does it, and all they have to do is give them back, if they even can. Hopefully they can find them all and get them back to everybody. I do love that they have to write letters saying we were wrong. Sorry about that. But we'll see how this all plays out over the next couple months. Again, the email address is frt@gunrights.org. I want my FRT back. Put that in the subject line. Give me your name, phone number, email address, and your NAGR membership number, and they will go to bat for you and get your trigger back. If you don't have one of these and never did, be patient, and hopefully we'll all be able to get them soon as RareBreed is back in business. If you guys enjoyed this video, please give me a like. Let me know what you think about this all down in the comments. Let me know. I mean, it's up to you if you want to let anyone know or not about this, but they are legal. If the ATF took your personal property, I want to hear about it, because I kind of want to know how many people that this actually happened to that need to be made whole by the ATF. I do think that it's great that that's the way that it is working out. And from Sawtooth Tactical, stay strapped to get clapped.